Catholic, M.D., F.A.C.P. Erle Stanley Gardner. Chapter 1. Della Street, Perry Mason's confidential secretary, entered Mason's private office, walked over to the lawyer's desk, and said,
"You always like something out of the ordinary, Chief. This time I have a Lulu."
"Unusual?" Mason asked, looking up from the papers on his desk.
"Unique,"
she said. "Give," Mason told her.
"A Mrs. Joan Kirby telephoned,"
Della Street said,
"and wanted to retain you to cross-examine her husband."
"A divorce case?" Mason asked.
"No, she and her husband are good friends."
"Yet she wants me to cross-examine him."
"That's right."
"About what?"
"About where he was last night."
Mason frowned. "Della, I'm not a lie detector. I'm not a psychoanalyst. I don't handle cases involving domestic relations."
"That's what I told Mrs. Kirby,"
Della Street said.
"She told me she only wanted her husband's interests protected. She said she wanted you to listen to his story, puncture his self-assurance, and rip him to pieces."
"To what purpose?"
"She didn't say. I told her to call back in 5 minutes, and this is probably the call."
Della Street said as the telephone on her secretarial desk rang noisily. "I'll talk with her," Mason decided. Della Street picked up the receiver, said,
"Hello? Yes, Mrs. Kirby. Yes, Mr. Mason will talk with you."
She nodded to Mason, who picked up the phone on his desk, said, "Hello, this is Mr. Mason talking." Mrs. Kirby's voice was well modulated and entirely different from the strident, emotionally surcharged tones Mason had expected to hear.
"I'd like to have you cross-examine my husband,"
she said. "About what?" Mason asked.
"About where he was last night."
"Why?"
"So he'll realize his story won't stand up."
"So you can reproach him or get a divorce or—"
"Good heavens, Mr. Mason, don't misunderstand me. I'm a very devoted wife. I love my husband. That's why I'm calling you. He told me a story. I don't want him to tell that story to anyone else."
"Why not?" Mason asked.
"He might get stuck with it."
"What's wrong with it?"
"You'll know when you hear it."
"And you want me to cross-examine him?"
"Yes."
"Why?"
"So he'll realize his story is absurd. I'm hoping he'll tell you what actually did happen."
"And then?" Mason asked.
"Then,"
she said,
"you can help him. He won't tell you the truth on the first visit. But after you point out the weak spots, he'll leave your office determined to plug up those weak spots. Then, between us, I'm hoping we can straighten things out."
"Why?"
"So we can help him."
"Can't you tell him that you know he's lying and—"
No, Mr. Mason, please. It has to be done my way. My husband's a sales expert. He can make people believe black is white, and he's not averse to trying if he gets in trouble. He's in trouble now, but he doesn't know it. In order to keep our marriage happy, I have to be the devoted, credulous wife. Please, Mr. Mason."
"But how are you going to get him to come in to see me?"
"Leave that to me."
"Very well," Mason said. "But understand one thing, Mrs. Kirby. I don't want you to interrupt. I don't want you to—"
"Oh, good heavens,"
she interposed.
"I won't be there."
"Very well," Mason said. "Send him in at 2 o'clock this afternoon."
"Thank you,"
she cooed.
"Goodbye, Mr. Mason."
Mason hung up the telephone and glanced at Della Street. "Well," he said, "there's a welcome interruption to an otherwise humdrum day. You certainly described that one, Della." She raised an inquiring eyebrow. "Unique," Mason told her. Chapter 2. At 1:55, Mason pushed aside the list of citations on which he had been working and said to Della Street, "That's enough of a routine for one day. Della, let's have a cigarette and see if Joan Kirby is on time." Mason settled back in his swivel chair, lit a cigarette, laced his fingers behind his head, and smoked for a moment in silence. The telephone on Della Street's desk rang, and Della Street said,
"Yes, Gertie, what is it?"
listened for a moment, then said,
"Just a moment and I'll see. Mr. John Northrop Kirby is here for a 2 o'clock appointment with Mr. Mason,"
she said. Mason looked at his watch. 2 minutes early, Della. John Kirby may lie to his wife, but he keeps his appointments. Tell Gertie to get his address and phone number, then to send him in." Della Street relayed the instructions to the receptionist, then rose and went to wait at the door of Mason's private office.
"Hello, Mr. Kirby,"
she said after a few moments.
"I'm Della Street, Mr. Mason's confidential secretary. Step right this way, please."
She stood to one side, and a big, bluff man with a jovial grin came breezing into the office, said, "Well, well, well, how are you, Mr. Mason? I've heard so much about you and your cases. It's a real pleasure." Mason extended his hand, which